This is Blend Club for January 2024. The tobacco that we're going to be reviewing today is Pease Quiet Nights. Let's open her up and see what she has to offer. All right, so we are going to be looking at our January selection for 2024 Quiet Nights. Now, this is a Pease. I think it's part of their Old London, their second in the series. And I went to the Las Vegas pipe show this year, and Mr. Pease was there, and I was able to meet him and talk with him. He's a great guy, and he's sort of one of my heroes because as you know, Maltese Falcon is, I think I'm leaning more toward it being my favorite tobacco of all time because of just other factors besides the way it tastes and everything. But he's just so prolific in how many tobaccos he has, and he's such a great blender. So I really had a great time meeting him and talking to him at that show. All right, so before we get actually into the tobacco, let's take a look at some information about it, and that information is brought to you by tobaccoreviews.com. Okay, Pease Quiet Nights. Rich, deep, contemplative, ripe red Virginias, fine Orientals, smoky Cyprus Latakia, and a pinch of Arcadian Perique are pressed and matured in cakes before being sliced. The sophisticated flavors and exotic aroma provide a wonderful backdrop for quiet moments of reflection, a good book, and if you are so inclined, perhaps a wee dram. All right, some details on this blend. The brand is Pease, blended by Gregory Pease, manufactured by Cornell and Deal. The blend type is English. The contents are Latakia, Oriental Turkish, Perique, and Virginia. There is no flavoring. The cut is flake. The packaging is 2 ounce and 8 ounce. The strength is medium. The flavoring, there is none detected. The room note is pleasant to tolerable, and the taste is medium to full. All right, so this is the second attempt at doing this video. So I opened this tin already, and at the bottom it shows that it's got a date of 8/2019. So when I looked at it, both the top of the lid and the bottom of the bottom was expanded. So the fermenting process had already started. Now, for those that are brand new and this is maybe your first or second video that you've watched, Virginia is a sugar-based tobacco, and it ferments like if you're making moonshine, you want when you add sugar to it to get the components to ferment. Well, Virginia is sugar-based, so it's already has sugar in it. So as it ages and is under pressure, the fermenting process starts. Once that starts, the fermenting process puts out gases. Those gases don't have anywhere to go because these tins are sealed. So it starts to bow the actual package. And then when I opened it, you could hear the gas escaping. So that tells you that that the fermenting process had started. Plus, it has 3.5 years, maybe. No, 4. Yeah, 4 years, 4.5. Well, 4 years. I should say 4 years of age on it. So once it gets to around 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years, the fermenting slows, and then it just kind of ages. I've done other videos and I've told people that I usually wait until 7 years. 5 years you can go ahead and open it if you want. but the prime time to open a tobacco is around 7 to 10 years. After 10 years, I mean, it'll be fine in 20 years, but it's not doing any more fermenting. It's just kind of sitting there, aging. So, let's open it up and take a look. In every Pease tobacco, you get a little card that comes with it. Now, let me read you what the card says. The finest tobaccos are brought together in careful balance to provide a smoky experience like no other. A smoking experience like no other. It is my sincere wish that you will derive as much pleasure from the smoking of this mixture as I have from its creation. Pease. Now, the reason why it was difficult to read, that's why, because the writing is the same color as the leaf in the back, and it's a little bit difficult to kind of discern the writing from the tobacco leaf. All right, so you also have these two little flaps that help kind of keep it in place, and there it is. As you can see, it is dark brown. You've got some flecks of black, dark brown, and a little bit of lighter brown. Now, the lighter brown is going to be your Virginias. But if we had let this continue to ferment, eventually, I've seen, I had a 10-year-old tin of Montgomery, Pease Montgomery, and it's more Virginia forward. That blend, when I opened it up, everything was dark. Everything was dark because as the fermenting process goes and as it ages, those Virginias darken and they deepen and they get really good, let me tell you. So this one is still, it's still fermenting, so there are some lighter areas. And so what they do is they take the tobacco and they press it. They press it into cakes, and they take a slicer and they slice it. And then they take so many ounces by weight, and they and they put it into the tobacco, or into the tin. Let's put our nose in here and see what we can smell. Okay, I can definitely smell the Latakia. Latakia is pretty much forward in this blend. Maybe a little bit of the Oriental, but it's pretty much the Latakia is kind of in command. But it still really smells really good. Okay, so let's also check the moisture. Sorry about that. Let's check the moisture. In a flake tobacco or a pressed tobacco, the moisture is going to be about right every time. Reason why is because when it's pressed together, the moisture is pressed in with the tobacco, and it's kind of inside that block, and it will maintain a moisture profile for a lot longer than like a regular ribbon cut. So for me, the moisture level here is perfect. It's exactly where you want it. Okay, so with this type of tobacco, you have to what's called rub it out, or use your fingers to kind of break it up into ribbon type lengths so that you can fill your pipe. So I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and fill my pipe. Of course, I do the 3-step method. Fill it to the top and kind of press it down very lightly, and then fill it again, press that down. A little more. If you are new to the channel, if you have, this is your first video you've watched because you came across it, I have a ton of other videos that will show you all these things that I'm doing. How to pack your pipe properly, how to light it properly, how to clean your pipe, how to smoke it. My videos are I designed them to be sort of like an instruction for new pipe smokers, because all of you know, everyone that's watching this video knows, we struggled in the beginning with what's called tongue bite. And that's what turns off 90% of the new pipe smokers. They get that tongue bite, and they say, well, that's it. I don't see how people do this. I can't do it. So a lot of the things that I teach show you how to overcome tongue bite and enjoy the tobacco. All right, so I've got it filled. Now let's check the draw. You want a little bit of resistance, which I have. So let's light it up and see what we can, what kind of taste profile we get. All right. Almost got lucky there. I didn't have to do my false light. It just took right off. But I'm going to go ahead and let it calm down. And I'll light it again. Smoky. All right, let's see what we get. Well, the Latakia is definitely driving the bus. It is definitely in charge. But I can taste a little bit of the Oriental. When you have Oriental, you have a little bit of a tang, sort of like a little bit of a sourness, and I'm getting that from this. But that Latakia is going to give you that smoky taste, and that's forefront. That's right in the front. You get that little bit of a tang from or sourness from the Orientals. And it's there, but it's very difficult to pick out. It comes and goes, but that spiciness from the Perique, It's there occasionally, but it's not. It's further back than the Orientals. But what I like the best is the smoothness, how smooth it is, and how velvety. It doesn't have a bite to it, you know. It's not a blend like right now. It's not a blend that you have to be careful with. If you smoke aggressively, I don't think it's gonna hurt you too bad. Very easy to keep lit. Yeah, so it's good. It's one of those smokes you pop in and light it up and take the dog for a walk or drink some coffee. Very, very smooth. So velvety and smooth. It's just amazing. Yeah, but that Latakia is in the front. Then you can get some of that Oriental. Orientals are there, and then Freak is way in the back, and then the Virginia gives a little bit of sweetness, but it must not have a whole lot of Virginia in it because it's not sweetening the blend. Or the Latakia is just really overwhelming. Now, did you see? I talked to you for a few seconds, didn't smoke it, and I'm still able to keep it lit. So, fantastic. It's pretty good blend. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about how you're going to rate this tobacco. So after this video is over, go into the comments, and I need you to give me your take on this blend. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to put in your rating, how you rate this tobacco. It's from 1 to 5 emojis. 1 being the worst tobacco you've ever tasted, and 5 being the best tobacco. You know, this is the tobacco for you. And you can use any kind of emojis you want. You can use, I use happy faces. You can use whatever you want. You can use crosses or skulls or whatever emojis you want. And then give me a short synopsis of what you thought of the blend. Was the moisture level not good for you? Did it not taste well? Too much Latakia, not enough Latakia? Just give me a short synopsis. Now, the reason we're doing this is Blend Club is primarily designed for brand new pipe smokers because, and you can attest, everyone that's watching this video can attest, once you start smoking tobacco, smoking a pipe, you don't know what to buy. You don't know, what. There's thousands of tobaccos out there. What do I start with? What do I get? So this Blend Club is used by those new pipe smokers to go through and look at some of the blends that we've reviewed. And if they see that a lot of you have reviewed giving it, 4s and 5s, then that might be a tobacco they might want to try. If it's 1s or 2s, they might want to hold off on that tobacco until they're more seasoned of a pipe smoker. So that's why this is that we do Blend Club, is to help those new pipe smokers out. So like I said, first give me your rating, then give me a short synopsis, and that should be and the reason why I want you to do the emojis first is because that way a new pipe smoker doesn't have time to read all the comments. They can go through and just kind of see what rating is given. Okay, I flip through and there's 4s or 5s, so I'm going to get this one. I'll flip through, there's only 1s or 2s. I'm not going to worry about this one for now. Okay, so let's see exactly where I rate this tobacco. For me, this tobacco is a 3 out of 5. Now, if I had halves, it would probably be a 3.5. It approaches a 4, but it's just got too much IKEA in it for me. There's nothing wrong with the blend. The blend is a great blend, but it just has a little bit too much Latakia. It's borderline Latakia bomb. It's not a full-fledged Latakia bomb, but it's close. I can still taste the Orientals and the Perique, but the primary component is the Latakia. So for me, it's a 3 out of 5. All right, well, that's it for Quiet Nights for January. Next Blend Club will be for February. I'm not sure what we're going to be smoking, but you'll find out sure enough. Until our next Blend Club, my hope for you is that every tobacco you smoke is a sweet one.